Was there something in my walk, how I talk, giving off the wrong energy? Was there something in my stride, too much pride, telling you to back down? Slowly, slowly you became my enemy. But you can't seem to get enough of me. So if this is the last time, I guess I better make it worthwhile. Yeah, if this is the last time, I guess I better give it my all. So if this is the last time, I guess I better make it worthwhile. Yeah, if this is the last time, I guess I better give it my all. Was there something in my walk, how I talk, giving off the wrong energy? Was there something in my stride, too much pride, telling you to back down? Slowly, slowly you became my enemy. But you can't seem to get enough of me. So if this is the last time, I guess I better make it worthwhile. Yeah, if this is the last time, I guess I better give it my all. So if this is the last time, I guess I better make it worthwhile. Yeah, if this is the last time, I guess I better give it my all.
STN Racing proudly presents race number 5 for the Four Corners Racing League. Tonight we're in the desert where it only calls for rain when NASCAR comes to town. It's Virtual Phoenix Raceway in Avondale, Arizona for the Kelly Webb's Duck Press Media Solutions 264. Glad to have you along for the ride, everybody. Jacob Hitz, Jarrett Mackey here with you for the call, and Zach Johnson serving as our producer. Jarrett, half of the races, they've only run 4 races so far, half of them have not seen a caution flag fly But today, I think we're going to see a little bit of a different story.
Yeah, I mean, Phoenix, in a lot of ways, it's a short track, right? It's a mile-long short track. A lot of really close corner racing. Hard to pass, too, so maybe we'll see the chrome horn used a few times here to get by people. But, still optimistic that these drivers will put on a good show and keep it green for most of the race.
Can certainly hope for a good show, and we'll have to see what happens. 120 laps are up on the board here at Phoenix. We'll get through the starting lineup in just a moment. Kyle Smalley got the win last week at Las Vegas, looking to pick up his third win in what would be his fourth start. He starts on the outside of the front row. And looking to keep the magic going. He won 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago rather, at Homestead, and then at Las Vegas. Really seems like those 1.5 mile tracks.
Yeah, a lot of those skills that are applied at those tracks can also be used and utilized here at Phoenix, even though, the shape of the track and the map of it definitely is a lot different than Las Vegas.
Let's run through our starting grid for tonight. On the pole, Calvin Allison in the 28 car. To his outside, Kyle Smalley. We just talked about him. Then in second row, Chris Worrell in third. Ferris Shaw in fourth. Robert Roeder in fifth. Bryson Fitzgerald in sixth. Kyle Manger in seventh. Or Manger, I guess. Marcus Adams in eighth. Bolts Ramirez in ninth. And J.R. Houston rounds out the top 10.
11th place, you got the 71 car of Derek Lemke. 12th place, Alexander Kreinke. 13th, Gavin Hibbs. 14th, James Lowe. 15th, Chad Denton. 16th, Chris McLean. 17th, Casey Heschel. 18th, Michael Elliott. 19, Brandon Lawless. And rounding out the top 20 is Kevin Orlando Jr. in the 27 car.
21st, driving the 38 machine, Richard Lakawa. Then in 22nd, Chris Webb. 23rd, Nick Olson. 24th, Jared Wishon. 25th, Michael Anthony. 26th, Devin Jensick. 27th, Travis Rucker. 28th, Anthony Colantino. Darn it. Colatuno. I should have looked at names beforehand, but I didn't. 29th, Jesse Cottrell. 30th, William Rucker. We'll round out the last row as well. Patrick Green, Holt Johnson holding down the fort for us in the back. Pace cars in, and they got to go pretty much halfway around the racetrack before they get the green flag. Green flag is in the air. We're racing, and I forgot this is the old Phoenix and not the new Phoenix. So the start-finish line is where it used to be. They're in turn one.
I was also confused for a second. I saw the pace car pull off. But yeah, nonetheless, green flag. Looks like we got off to a clean start as well. A few cut in the dog leg there.
Yeah, you're going to see everybody fan out along that dog leg. Since they repaved this track back in 2011, that's been clean as we got some contact in the back. One car on the wall. It's Chris Webb in the 68 machine. He bounces off 2 or 3 times, keeps it rolling. Looks like he's going to fall almost all the way to the back of the grid. It's really just double file, kind of a conga line up at the front as everybody just trying to log some laps early, get some heat in the tires, and everybody is spread out on that backstretch dog leg, no doubt about it.
Yeah, Calvin Allison got away clean under a little bit of heat right now for the lead. That'll be from the 5 car of Kyle Smalley. But yeah, kind of a drivers kind of just fall in line, getting ready. And yeah, as you said, the start-finish line on the front stretch. So something to watch for tonight.
Good to see that we paid attention to where the start-finish line was in practice and qualifying. But nonetheless, Kyle Smalley and Calvin Allison up at the front. They're kind of starting to gap that third-place car of, it's the 9. I believe that's Bryson Fitzgerald. Top 10 single file right now, maybe even top 15 as they come off turn 4. Everybody really just biding their time.
Yeah, I think everyone's looking at the bottom right of their screen, seeing those black boxes, seeing it's only lap 4 of 120. So I think they know they're kind of in for the long haul. Really no sense kind of getting all dirty and, kind of wrecking each other, trying to get spaces going for holes that probably don't exist this early in the race. So I think we'll see more of that as the race progresses and we get closer to the end. But for right now, I'm just kind of driving around and seeing what they have under their cars.
Single file all the way back to the 16th spot. Then there's a battle. Casey Heschel on the inside. And actually, that's Kevin Orlando Jr. on the inside. Brandon Lawless up on the high side. Chad Denton is there and well. It's a snarling pack of cars. Caution for the first time tonight. We talked about we'll probably see one, and there it is. It's Ferris Shaw, the 84 machine, parked up against the inside wall on the back straightaway. And,
going again.
He went into turn 2, slowed, turned left, kept turning left and just parked it on the flat.
Maybe had a vibration or something, under the hood of that car. But yeah, definitely looks like he just, pulled to the left and then came to a stop. Maybe had something going on in the real life that caused him to pull over. But unfortunate for that to be the first caution of the day.
Mom's calling to let him know supper's ready. I'm not sure, but he got the car back rolling and we're back underway. But we are under caution for the first time tonight.
And right before that first caution, Bryson Fitzgerald in the 9 car, who was running in third, going into turn 1, I believe, checked up really far, almost scraped the wall and lost a few positions. So when I first saw the yellow come out, I thought maybe, he went up into the wall and spun back down. But yeah, Bryson Fitzgerald did a good job to recollect it and stay in 5th place.
Yeah, let Robert Roeder and Chris Worrell by, and he'll be back in 5th spot, so he'll just be 1 row back from where he was earlier when we get the restart. First caution flag of the afternoon. And I really can't say I expected a caution this early based off of how they were racing throughout these first 5 laps, but here we are.
Yeah, and we have a caution, and but every car is still clean, right? So it's good news for everybody. Kind of re-rack the field, and maybe, just maybe, we'll see some more battles up front for the lead. But I tell you what, Kyle Smalley was starting to put some pressure onto Calvin Allison, but Calvin Allison saw the caution come out and has led all 8 laps so far in this one.
Have a few cars taking pit road here. Ferris Shaw's one of them. Holt Johnston, Travis Rucker, William Rucker, Austin Rucker. A lot of Ruckers in the field apparently. They're all coming onto pit road, as well as Chris Webb. He bounced off the wall a couple of times. He decided to jump onto pit road under this first caution flag.
And the cool thing about Phoenix, the pace laps aren't that long. A couple weeks ago we did Daytona for this league, and not a lot of cautions in that one for it being Daytona, but 2.5 miles under caution kind of just drags on. But Phoenix here, mile track, not too bad.
That's when you're happy iRacing implemented the Quickie Yellow feature, that you only spend 2 laps under caution instead of 4 or 5 like we see at the short tracks.
Yeah, no complaints out of us.
Half a lap to green. Your starting lineup going to look like this. Calvin Allison and Kyle Smalley still sharing that front row. Robert Roeder in 3rd, Chris Worrell in 4th, Bryson Fitzgerald 5th, Marcus Adams 6th, Kyle Manger, 7th, Bolt Ramirez in 8th, J.R. Houston 9th, Alexander Cranky rounding out the top 10 as we come off turn 4. And Allison going to put the pedal down. Green flag. We're back racing at Phoenix.
Very good start there by Allison, able to move up, kind of block any potential run coming up from the high side there by Smalley, able to get down right on that yellow line. Again, the top 3, about to be 4 here off turn number 2, kind of go single file as the 53 car cuts the dog leg.
A lot of guys cutting the dog leg, and that's going to be the theme of the night. Still side by side for 3rd between Worrell and Roeder. Roeder on the outside. Check that Roeder on the inside. They make contact for the position. They all hang on. Roeder saves it. Here comes Fitzgerald like a bat out of heck. He goes to the inside. He's going to bring Marcus Adams with him.
Yeah, really good save there by
Kyle
Roeder.
Manger's there as well.
Really good save there by Roeder. I mean, I'm sure everyone behind them was kind of freaking out for a second. Get that loose off the corner and that high up in the field, a lot of things can happen there. So good save from him.
Lots of give and take early on. I think that's what saved half the field from getting wadded up off turn 4. Fitzgerald still giving Roeder a hard time off of 4 back to the stripe. Roeder's going to hang on to the position for now. We'll see how long he can hang on to it. Fitzgerald sends it down in on the inside. Looks like he'll come up with a spot off of 2.
Yeah, for sure. After Roeder got loose there, I don't know if there's too much heat in the tires or what, but he's fallen back. I think he lost 2 positions since then, just recently to Bryson Fitzgerald. So he'll be watching that. I'm sure he's still just pleased that he saved the car and ended up in the garage early in this one.
Everybody pretty much back to single file battle a little further back. This is for 9th, I think. It's back with Nick Olson, James Lowe back there, Chris McLean, Alexander Cranky. They're all back there fighting hard right around the 10th spot.
Yeah, I just want to give a quick shout out, to Nick Olson. Started this one in 23rd, all the way up to 10th, and working J.R. Houston right now for 9th place. He was really fast at Daytona a few weeks ago. Super fast here, really acclaimed sim racer. So not surprised to see him all the way up this far in the pack this early on.
Probably one of the biggest movers so far of the race as he cuts to the inside of Bolt Ramirez. He'll take that spot away, and now he's going to lick his chops and try and get by J.R. Houston to turn 3.
Jared Houston doing a good job there, kind of holding the bottom, coming a little bit high off the corner as Nick Olson gets through his bumper there. I don't know if he's going to apply the Chrome horn this early on in the race, but Jared Houston maintains his position, at least that time across the start-finish line now as Nick Olson heads to the inside.
And Olson's going to take that spot away. He will be clear off the corner. That's going to open the door for James Lowe as well. He'll cut to the inside, cut the corner, and they'll be side-by-side to turn 3.
And Houston, just kind of got stuck on that high side when Olson got by him. Then Lowe saw the hole and went for it, and now overtakes him as well to move into the top 10. Out front still Calvin Allison with the lead, but he's got 3/10 right now on Kyle Smalley in that 5 car. Then it's another, kind of a closer gap there back to 3rd place Chris Worrell. Bryson Fitzgerald back there in 4th with a battle on his hands, and Robert Roeder rounds out the top 5.
Yeah, Kyle Manger is there, as well as Marcus Adams kind of trying to beat the door down back here with Roeder and Fitzgerald. Maybe some of these guys, like the 31 of Adams and the 25 of Manger, think that they've got longer run cars, starting to get a little faster, start to get closer to these guys in front, and they could be fighting for position here before things are said and done.
Most definitely. The one driver who's loving the way this race is going right now is Calvin Allison. He's led all 17 laps as we cross the stripe this time by, and really been under no pressure from behind Kyle Smalley. As I say that, I thought he was going to dip to the inside, but yeah, Calvin Allison, Kyle Smalley, I bet even is content with the way this one's going.
Smalley has reeled that gap in though since we last talked about him. I don't know, 2 laps ago maybe. But Smalley's certainly still applying that pressure on Allison, looking for a 2nd win in a row, 3rd on the season in just his 4th start. Calvin Allison a little further behind in the points. He's back in 12th right now. He had 2 top 5s on the year. Hasn't been able to get something in the win column yet, looking for win number 1 here in Phoenix.
And Kyle Smalley himself, really for the first time in this run, a little bit under pressure there from Chris Worrell and the 6 car behind him, but it's kind of these front 3 that have kind of checked out from the rest of the field.
Smalley has the fastest lap on the race at 27.394. Last time by, though, he was the slowest car out of this top 3. This time by at start-finish, he's, pretty much right on par with Allison, and just a little bit faster than Worrell, but not by much.
And these laps are ticking away, 28 1s, 28 2s, 27, even some 27s in there. So, this is definitely a very fast race. This is a very fast track. And, this is races where these drivers that have the skill, they'll rise to the top.
Off of turn 4, Robert Roeder was sawing at the wheel back there. He almost lost it on exit. There was another car back there that was dragging on for dear life. Might have been Manger. I can't quite remember which car it was. As Manger now going to apply the pressure on Marcus Adams for 6th.
And that's when these races will get very entertaining at Phoenix. When these long green flag roads kind of come into effect, some tires fall off, and you'll see guys sawing at the wheel, to use your terminology there. And that's what we'll see, the really exciting racing here as this one carries on.
James Lowe coming up into the picture as well. He's now P8, right behind Olson. As he caught the apron there, that's going to cost him a little bit of time. And Olson will get his eyes off the rearview mirror and now focus on the car in front of him in Manger.
Yeah, Manger in front of him, Roeder a little bit ahead of him. Roeder still has, that car looks super loose. Every time he goes by, it looks like, he could lose it off the corner, but doing a great job to hold on to it. And Olson, can't say enough about how good of a job he's done coming through this field this early on in the race.
It's been impressive to watch. Here comes Olson to the inside of Manger. He'll cut the dog leg. This is for P6. And Olson will take the spot. And now he'll focus in on the 53 of Robert Roeder.
By far the biggest mover tonight. The only one that kind of comes close, a little bit further back there, looks to be Devin Jenick there. Started 26th, now up to 18th, but Olson 23rd to 6th and only 24 laps. So super impressive run from him so far. As Roeder got really loose there off the corner.
Caution.
The yellow flag's out.
Trouble, front straightaway, big crash. Chris Webb is in it. Casey Heschel is in it. Travis Rucker is in it. And the second caution flag of the day, the first one for contact. Oh, man. Let's see if we can get a replay here. Just saw a brief look, and it looks like we had a car go upside down here at start-finish.
Oof. Man. That is a big hit there in multiple instances. Yeah, just out to the outside wall and then bam, upside down and over all the way back on 4 wheels, thankfully.
Got loose and overcorrected it right in front of traffic. That's something you don't want to do. He was towards the back of the grid anyway. He's got the 46 behind him, just gets loose, didn't even catch the apron or anything, comes back up the racetrack, nowhere for that 12 to go, and up and over. And 38 caught the wall, 68 spun around, just trying to get on the brakes and avoid from plowing on in to the crash.
Very unfortunate there from Rucker. We'll see a very good view of it here. Just really nowhere to go. He didn't even see it coming. It happened so fast. Saw him get loose, and then by the time he saw him come back up, there was nowhere for him to go. So super unfortunate there for the 12 car of Travis Rucker.
So a big crash takes out or collects 5 cars here on the front straightaway on lap 23. Pit road is open, and it's feeding time at the zoo. Leaders on pit road.
I wouldn't be that interested in getting 2 tires.
Everybody on pit road.
Yeah, I would not be interested in getting 2 tires here. I'm pretty sure everyone's going to take 4. Long green flag run. Looks like someone goes out. I believe that's the 6 car.
Yeah, Worrell took 2 tires. Everybody else looks like it's going to be 4. Seeing nothing but 14s on my list other than Chris Worrell. So the 6 car pulling some strategy early. He's going to have some fun here on this restart, but he is your race leader.
Yeah, we'll see how that one goes. Obviously, it'll be weird for Calvin Allison to see a car in front of him for the first time this race, but I don't think he'll be out there long. Everyone else on 4 tires, him on 2. It could be a tough scene here for the 6 car of Chris Worrell.
So second caution flag of the afternoon here at Phoenix Raceway. Chris Worrell now your race leader based off the pit stops, and it looks like we've got 1 lap until we get back to green.
First lead change of the day coming on lap 25 via strategy there from Chris Worrell. So gonna be interesting to see, Worrell, he wasn't that far back there in the pack, so I'm trying to see, he didn't just consolidate, take his track position, and try to see what happens the rest of the race. We'll see what happens here on this one as the pace car looks like it's about ready to duck off.
And maybe he thinks after we get going here, it's going to be too difficult for Allison and everybody else to get by him. Even though he's on 2 tires, we'll have to see what happens. He gets the jump. Green flags in the air. We're back underway here at Phoenix.
It was a good jump from him considering, the tire wear he must have on the other side. But yeah, good job. Car length and a half back to 2nd and 3rd place, who were side by side, Smalley and Allison.
And here comes the cavalry. Doesn't look like he has much of a launch off the corner. Smalley and Allison still side by side. Allison trying to pull along that high side. Smalley saying no thank you, sticking it up on the inside. They're still side by side back to the stripe.
Chris Worrell was looking in his rearview mirror and seeing them side by side and, kind of laughing to himself. I bet he's more than thrilled to see that as he leads that one, the first one under green flag. And looks like the 5 car of Kyle Smalley might clear Allison as he gets loose off turn number 2.
Yeah, Worrell saw that in his mirror and is smiling ear to ear. Now not so much because it's just Kyle Smalley behind him, the guy that won last week, and he's got the fastest lap of the race so far. So I'm sure that smile went away pretty quick now that 5 is out in front single file. Whoa, where in the world is Marcus Adams going? Trying to avoid the 41 of Ramirez. He took a little bit of a fake chicane there on the front straightaway. Went down towards the inside wall and came back up.
If I'm Worrell and even Smalley, I'm hearing the Jaws theme song because there it is, Nick Olson back there in 3rd place, right behind us. Worrell gets a little bit loose in the middle of the corner there as they cross the start-finish line. Still the leader as we begin lap 30.
Yeah, Calvin Allison is getting freight trained right now, stuck on the outside. Nobody's letting him in. He's got Bryson Fitzgerald underneath him. Robert Roeder's there as well, trying to get by. James Lowe is also lurking back there as well. But now it looks like Roeder's going to peek to the outside, trying to give that 28 some room, and he will. Meanwhile, 3-car battle for the lead. Here comes Smalley.
Yeah, Smalley, I thought maybe he was going to put the bumper there to Worrell. Didn't have to. Worrell kind of came up, on the exit of the corner. Maybe those old tires, but Nick Olson's right there as well. Gets a little bit loose, but holds on to it. He's on the inside of the 6 car of Chris Worrell.
And here comes the 24, Nick Olson, driving for Kligerman Esport, fighting for this second spot. And it looks like he will get it off of turn 4, maybe. Not quite clear. Can he make it? Yes. Second place, Nick Olson.
Bryson Fitzgerald now on the inside, too, of Chris Worrell. It looks like those two tires are starting to, kind of do what we thought they were going to do early on in the run. But he did a good job. Got a little bit loose there. And Ellison now is inside, but collects it up and, keeps this race green.
Yeah, Calvin Allison was on the intimidator button there through turns 1 and 2. Got Worrell a little sideways, and he'll take that spot away now. Here comes Robert Roeder. He tries to put the bumper to the back of the 6. The 6 is super sideways. He hangs on. Roeder almost hits the wall, and James Lowe just sitting back there holding on for dear life, praying these guys don't take each other out.
That was an impressive save of Worrell, and, did a great job to avoid what we saw for that last caution. He was overcorrecting it on the front stretch and coming back to the high side wall.
Even if you don't overcorrect it, you still may take each other out. You never know. And it looks like the 53 will get by on the outside. Now here comes Lowe. He tries to get by, can't do it. Now peeks to the inside of Worrell, heading back to turn 1. Sends it in, overdrives it, still hangs onto the spot. And now here comes Manger.
So I don't want to call that a slide job. It wasn't sliding that much, but he did send it in and did keep the spot. So that's a very good move there to take the position.
Well, it was a slide job, as in he was sliding through turn 1 and 2, trying to slow the car down. That's how far he had to send it in to get by that 6. And looks like Manger should get by here, headed for turn 1, and he will.
Up front, the top 7, 8, 9, 10 are all single file now, as Olson's kind of getting closer to Smalley, but these drivers kind of just logging laps now, and they're all single file. But I'm sure if Olson gets to the back bumper, Smalley will not stay that way for long.
Taking a look around, battle for 4th, probably the closest, one of the closest battles we've got going on up at the front. Calvin Allison, Robert Roeder battling for 4th.
You can see Roeder on the back bumper of Allison. Allison, like we said, led the first 25 laps of this one. Kind of fallen back a little bit, but seems to have regained the composure he had early on in this one. Was getting freight time there for a second, but seems to have settled in 4th place. But right now, all kinds of heat from Robert Roeder behind him. A 3rd car looks to be coming into that battle now. Maybe even a 4th with Lowe and Manger right behind them.
Yeah, it's it's become a nice little party here for a 4th spot. And it looks like the pressure's now on the Roeder. Caution. Back straightaway. Chris Webb. That's his 3rd caution flag. And I think he just towed it. I thought he may have unplug the computer from the wall. Taking a look at a replay, and what?
Yeah, just dog leg and
that's almost like what happened to Ferris Shaw, but not. What? Did he get loose when he on the transition? What in the world?
It looks like
that 68.
Yeah, it looks like when he was turning down to make the dog leg, he kind of just kept turning down. This will be a good view of it here. He was just turning down, I think, to make the dog leg, and then just never really stopped turning down and lost it. Yeah, right there. You see, he's lost it already right there, and just couldn't gain it.
Yeah. Wow. Well, he has parked the car. He's gone home. So a short night for Chris Webb. He makes it. He makes it 36 laps before it winds up on the record, and he's 3 for 3 in being involved in wrecks. As people coming to pit road, including Calvin Allison in that 28 car.
Not the longest green flag, but that was about 15 laps under green, so maybe not the worst decision to pit here for tires on this one.
19 cars stayed out. First one off pit road is Nick Olson. Then it's Allison, Worrell, Wishon, J.R. Houston, Travis Rucker. But at the front, Kyle Smalley, your race leader here at Phoenix. We'll take a breather. We'll go side by side. It won't be long till we're back here at Phoenix. Kyle Smalley, your race leader.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing.
Welcome back to Phoenix, and not a good start for Kyle Smalley. Actually, good start for Kyle Smalley, bad start for Bryson Fitzgerald. He's the one that falls back to third as some strategy between tires. Top 19 stay out, so these guys all up at the front, they're on older tires, just by a little bit, not by much.
One of the guys who pitted was Nick Olson. He kind of found his way up into second place there. I believe he's the first car to have pitted and is now back on the racetrack. So if everyone pits in front of him, he'll cycle back to be the leader. Or, maybe on speed, he can just kind of get it back and go from there.
Here comes Robert Roeder trying to get by the 9 of Bryson Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald got a little loose coming off turn 2, and Roeder all over the back bumper of him in 3.
For sure. And, Kyle Smalley, again, out of the league. James Lowe, highest he's been all day. Second place. Bryson Fitzgerald back there in third. And, 4th and 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, looking sporty back there for position.
Gotta wonder how those guys on new tires are doing. Nick Olson all the way up into P14. He's the first one on fresher tires. He's got Chris Worrell right behind him. Right now, Calvin Allison not doing too hot in traffic. He's back in the 18th position, fighting for 17th with Kevin Orlando Jr.
Going from the lead up to the lead pack, where everything's single file, everything's pretty calm. Then going back in the pack, you really don't know how your car is going to react and how, as a driver, if you've been ready for that since you've been used to for the last 40 laps, just kind of single file racing, being up towards the front, now being in the pack's a big adjustment.
Here comes Nick Olson. I think he had to lift just for a second to avoid running over Marcus Adams, but he gets to the inside of him. He'll get to the inside of the 95 of Gavin Hibbs, and now he's on the back door of Chris McLean and Roberto Ramirez going down into turn number 1. He is hungry in the top 10, fighting for the top 5.
If your dirt race and passing points were on option tonight, we would see by far Nick Olson having the most passing points. Like I said, only a few laps ago was 19th, and now he's all the way up to 8th. Insane, incredible drive from him so far today.
Yeah, he's definitely put a gap on Calvin Allison right now, so... Oh, man! That was Chris McLean. Almost killed Chris Worrell. That got close. There was some net code there, which didn't help, but man, oh man, I thought we were going to have the big one. Oh, and Calvin Allison, 4 wide down the back stretch. This isn't going to work. Or is it? Oh, I can't believe they made that work.
That was a good stay there from Allison.
They were 4 wide, and they didn't wreck. I don't know how they pulled that off.
I saw Allison, going down in the dog leg. I thought we were going to have a deja vu situation, but did a great job to hold on to it. And, we stayed green in this one. But that pack there is looking more and more vicious every single lap. And, they're starting to race like we got 10, 15 laps to go. When in reality, we're only a third of the way through this one.
They're driving like we're at Talladega or something. It's unbelievable. These guys are all over the place. 31 gets sideways. So does the 44. That's Devin Jensick, who almost wads it up. That got close.
And again, we see the top 4 kind of single file. Things going calm up there. Kyle Smalley's still the leader, but the back of the pack, the racing back there has been incredible so far. And I think as this race continues, we'll see racing like that towards the front with the leaders before we know it.
Calvin Allison has cracked the top 10 as Derek Lemke almost took him out. Got loose and was able to hang on to it.
Calvin Allison's been fast all day, so I'm not surprised to see him back into the top 10 after that strategy split. I'll call it a split strategy call we saw from that last caution. As one of the bigger beneficiaries of it is Nick Olson, all the way back up into third on the bumper of Lowe, and then Smalley right after that.
Yeah, Nick Olson, he's running 4/10 faster than the leader right now, so fresh tires might be the way to go if we get a late race restart. But remember, these guys only have 5 sets of tires, so they can't be taking tires every time. It's going to be something that they're going to have to think about, and these guys at the front, maybe they've got the better hand depending on how the cautions fly. Based off of these fresh tires. But Olson is second. He's about a car length back on Smalley. And I have a feeling by the time they get to start finish, Nick Olson's going to be out in front.
And that's the last thing the drivers who stayed out want to see. If this race goes another 30, 40 laps under green flag, the people who took tires on that last caution, they're running 4/10 faster now. That'll definitely increase, and those guys could be in a lot of trouble. So Nick Olson now going for the lead to the inside. I believe he'll be the third different leader tonight.
Smalley trying to pinch him, keep him down side by side for the lead. Here comes Worrell. He wants to party up here. He's looking for the middle. There's not enough room, and Nick Olson clear to the lead. So Nick Olson out in front. In the points standings right now, he sits 14th. Caution. Back straight away. Roberto Ramirez around.
Yeah, that's a lucky break for the guys who stayed out on that.
Oh. Some other cars may have gotten involved as well here. Looks like the 45 involved. The 45 of Jared Wishon. The 12 again.
Whoa. Contact at the front. Bryson Fitzgerald went to slow down for the caution and ran into the back. I believe that might be the James Lowe machine.
That's Lowe, yeah.
There.
Oh.
Really couldn't weigh it down there for the caution. The damage didn't look too bad, the contact, but Bryson spun out, and that's really unfortunate. It's lack of concentration right there, I think.
Well, the damage is definitely there on Fitzgerald on the front of the car. The back bumper of James Lowe's machine, that's also torn up. Pits are open, and I have a feeling just about everybody's coming. Maybe not the guys that pitted last time. No, everybody's coming to pit road.
Our limits would definitely be something to watch out for. I mean, Olson, I think the last time they were on pit road was 11 laps ago. So not surprised to see him pit. He's got the track condition, so why not? But that might be in trouble, everyone who pitted on that last one as we get to the end of this race.
So the caution was for the 41 machine going around, coming off of turn 2 in front of the field and getting collected by a couple more. And then under caution, 2 of the guys up at the front of the field run into each other. James Lowe gets rear-ended by the 9 of Bryson Fitzgerald.
And Nick Olson wins the race off of pit road, I believe. So he'll retain the lead unless Worrell take it out. Unless he didn't.
Worrell did not stay out, no. So it's Worrell, Olson, Smalley, Lowe, Fitzgerald, your top 5. Then Allison, Manger, Roeder, Houston, McLean, your top 10. There you see another replay of the crash involving the 41.
Gavin Hibbs back there in 11th, Patrick 12th, Lemke 13th, Adam 14th, and Casey Hassel rounds out the top 15 as we're going to restart now, I believe with 57 laps completed. 58.
Hard hit for the 45 of Jared Wishon, who caught Ramirez right in the left front tire. And certainly a lot of damage to the 45 machine. If he didn't take his fast repair, I have a feeling he's going to be sitting on pit road for a good little bit. He's still sitting there. Travis Rucker, the front end of that 12 machine, all smashed in, beaten in. Holt Johnson, he blinked or fell out of the server a little while ago. He's back in. Ramirez looks like he took his fast repair. He's got a clean race car on the car.
Saving grace for a lot of these drivers that have been in these cautions will be the fast repair limit. I mean, I don't want to say it's a safety net to go out and, kind of race hard early on or try to go for holes that you probably shouldn't go for under no fast repair races. But for now, I mean, it's a saving grace for these guys who have been involved in accidents that, maybe they had no control over. Maybe they were just being a little bit too greedy. But, so always nice to see that in an iRacing League race.
Well, the 9 and the 99 did not take their fast repair. In fact, I'm not sure if they took any of the damage that they were required because they still came out in fourth and fifth, which is where they were before the caution came out. So I'm not sure they did anything to their cars on pit road other than put tires on them.
Worrell will be the leader when you go green this time by that number 6 car, and Olsen on the outside, Smalley third, Lowe in fourth. So, like you said, Lowe, a lot of damage on the left rear quarter panel. We'll see how it affects him on this run.
And the front end of the 9 car is also beat in pretty good. Can't be good for aerodynamics, but Phoenix isn't much of an aerodynamic racetrack. Off of turn 4, green flag, Worrell not wasting any time.
It looks to me, it could just be me, it looks like Worrell has a little bit of damage on that right front of his car. Not sure where he got that from, maybe brushed up against the wall, but yeah.
I think he did hit the wall because there's some damage on the right rear of that machine as well. So I think he may have chapped the wall at one point. Here comes Smalley, trying to send it way in there on the 24 of Olsen, and he's going to slide up almost into the 28 of Allison.
Gets the lead off the final corner and will lead this lap.
Nick Olsen back out in front. And now Kyle Smalley in second. Here comes Calvin Allison looking for third. James Lowe lurking a little further back. And a big move further back. Fitzgerald up the middle. Roeder to the inside. They were going for the same spot at once, and I thought one of them might get turned. Instead, they're all able to hang on.
These restarts have been crazy a little bit further back in the pack, going 2 wide, sometimes 3, 4 wide even on that last one into the dog leg. So, that just shows the skill of these drivers to not wreck and keep things clean there when they go for moves like that.
Top 3 pulling away again, and it's a battle pretty much from James Lowe on back. Here comes Kyle Manger in the 25, the other Klingerman Esports machine looking to the inside of the 99 off of turn 4, a little too far back. Now P5, good running for that team, the 24 and the 25, representing Klingerman pretty nicely. Both cars in the top 5.
Yeah, I think he'd be a proud team owner after tonight. And up front we got Kyle Smalley going for under the dogleg there on the 24 of Nick Olsen. I'm not sure he's gonna be able to hit stick, but he might as you come out of this final corner.
Ooh, he slid up just a little bit underneath that 24. 24 gets the better run on the high side. 5 gets a little bit loose, and Olsen will hang on back to the stripe.
Make that move on the inside, having to lift a little bit. Will take some of the momentum off, and he gets right back to the back bumper of Olsen. Made this happen. That would have been detrimental to Nick Olsen's race coming out of the corner there. Always a dangerous place to get tapped, but they keep it clean, and Kyle Smalley, I believe, did not get to his back bumper.
He got close. I don't think he hit him, but he certainly got close to the back bumper of that 24. I'm sure Olsen puckered up there as that 5 got bigger and bigger and bigger in his mirror.
Olsen definitely knows he's there. Now, there's no doubt about that, but he retains the lead so far in this one as we work lap 63 of 120, just past the halfway point here at the ISM Raceway.
It's only just past halfway? How about that?
So I think rain would make this race official at this point. As the top 2 have kind of checked out, we got Calvin Allison back there, the leader of the first quarter of this one, back there in 3rd place, Lowe in 4th, and Manger back there in 5th. Someone's loose, and looks like they're going to tag that inside wall. I believe that might have been the 20 machine of J.R. Houston.
Caution, it is Houston. In the same spot that we've seen a couple of different accidents, and he got the wall this time around. Didn't get loose on his own, got the wall, and that got the car out of shape. Hard into that inside wall. Here's the replay.
I thought he was going to hold on to it, and then just the wall caught up to him, and just bam, right into that inside wall.
A lot of damage on the front end of that 20 machine. He was running in the 8th spot when he got sideways. Had a good night going. Was inside the top 10 for most of the night. And he's going to have a lot of damage to fix on that 20 machine.
Houston, of course, works 23-11 racing there in the real life NASCAR Cup Series. They had a good run yesterday at Phoenix, so shout out to those guys. As we get a few that fake going on the pit road, but then I believe they saw Nick Olson, the leader, staying out, and we just follow the duck and get in behind.
First one coming to pit road looks to be Chris Worrell, and I don't quite understand this strategy call. He's already pitted 3 times. He's taken 4 tires twice, 2 tires the other time. He's only got 2.5 sets left, and we just got past halfway.
Might as well even it out. Take the other side. It didn't take last time. Just keep things nice and neat for the end of the race here. But yeah, just past halfway, only having 2 tire sets left. That's going to be a tough one depending on how these cautions shake out. And that'll really be, who gets the order of the pay window at the end of the night is how these cautions shape out.
So Nick Olson, your race leader. Kyle Smalley in second. Calvin Allison third. James Lowe fourth. Kyle Manger fifth. Robert Raider, I'm being told, is how you say his name. So now we know. Robert Raider sixth. Bryson Fitzgerald seventh. Marcus Adams eighth. Chris McLean ninth. Derek Lemke rounds out the top 10.
Back there in 11th place, we have the 44 car of Devin Jenick, 12th, Alexander Kroenke, 13th, Casey Heschel, 14th, Michael Anthony, 15th, Chad Denton, 16th, Kevin Orlando Jr., 17th, Patrick Green, 18th, Gavin Hibbs in the 95, Michael Elliott in 19th, and Richard Lakawa rounds out the top 20 in the 38 car.
21st, since we're still under caution, might as well go through the rest of the grid. 21st, William Rucker. 22nd, Austin Rucker. 23rd, Roberto Ramirez. 24th, Ferris Shaw. 25th, Chris Worrell. 26th, J.R. Houston. 27th, Brandon Lawless. 28th, Jesse Cottrell. 29th, Travis Rucker. 30th, Anthony Colatuno. 31st, Holt Johnston, 8 laps down. Jared Wishon in 32nd, 12 laps down. Chris Webb, the only car out of the race, 29 laps down in the 33rd and final spot. Should get 1 lap to green here.
I want to mention really quickly, tonight's race is the official name of it is the Kelly Webb's Duck Press Media Solutions 264. Shout out to Chris Webb, his father, who might be watching tonight. They sponsored this race. He's going through some stuff, I believe, some sort of cancer operation. So shout out to him. Hope all is well for Chris Webb, his family, Kelly Webb, everything, and your thoughts are with us tonight.
Yeah, and a rough night for Chris Webb on the racetrack. Got involved in a couple of early wrecks and decided, oh heck with it, I'll just park it after the last one on the middle of the back straightaway. So, wish the best for him and his family. As we get ready to come back to green, Nick Olson, Kyle Smalley getting ready to lead us back down to the restart line. Green flag.
Great jump there by Olson. Kind of hung back a little bit, so did a good job getting away. Car length now between him and Smalley. Allison goes to the inside of that 5 car. Thought he might clip him there, but does a good job to kind of back off of it and keep this race clean.
Here comes Kyle Manger to the inside. He's got a run looking underneath James Lowe. You've got Robert Raider. He's trying to make something happen as well. He's all over the back bumper trying to kick the door down. He slides up the racetrack a little bit through 3 and 4. Everything is just fine for now. That 25 going to be clear trouble. Turn 3. Roberto Ramirez involved. J.R. Houston again. Multiple cars around in turn 3.
On the last
caution
one.
Number 5, I believe. And this is going to be involving the 6 of Chris Worrell as well. He's going to be the one to initiate this.
On that last one, because of how how heavy that damage was for J.R. Houston. He probably took his fast repair on that last one. So to get another wreck here so quickly after is terrible news for him in that 20 car.
Yeah, he really had nowhere to go. Looking at the replay, I don't know if Worrell didn't know he was 3 wide or just didn't have enough room or enough control of the car to keep it down there. Got into the 41, pushed him up into the 79. 41 went around, bounced right down into the 20. The 83 gets collected as well. I believe that's Holt Johnston that just takes it dead left into the inside wall, and the 12 gets involved in another accident. He just spins it trying to get on the brakes and then slides. Travis Rucker involved in another one. Another replay here. All right, just 3 wide. Yeah. Almost had it saved until the 79 of Austin Rucker got pushed back down into Ramirez from the wall. And that's what set this whole thing off.
Right before the caution came out, we had the 5 car of Kyle Smalley making a move on Nichols, and I believe they were coming out of the final corner, and right as he was going for that spot, and it looked like he maybe could have had it sticking in turn number 1. The caution came out, so Nichols remains the leaders. We're coming to lap 72. Calvin Allison looks like to be in second.
Yes, so it's Olson, Allison, Manger, Raider, Adams, your top 5. Then McLean, Lemke, Cranky, haven't said his name much, kind of in this middle portion of the race. And then Jensick, Heschel, and Denton.
I believe, looks like they're doubling up. Maybe they're going this time. Maybe it could be next time. For sure, these quickie cautions have been a blessing. 2 to go here in from the booth. So, but regardless, these quickie cautions have been a blessing tonight.
Yeah, and we're inside 50 laps to go at this point. So we're getting close to the end of this thing, and we've had a fair amount of cautions already, and I have a feeling that number is just going to keep going up as we continue tonight. 6 cautions. I have a feeling as the race gets closer to the end, the anticipation builds between these guys. They want to fight for the win. We're going to see guys a lot more take and not enough give, and we're going to see a lot of people wind up on the hook tonight.
Now that you mentioned it, maybe. I mean, I believe we will get the 1 to go signal this time by. I do believe in the commentator's curse, but maybe it'll work in reverse this time. Put rally caps on upside down and see if we can get another green flag running like we saw at the first 2 sections of this race.
I'll be frank, I don't know the overtime rules, and hopefully we don't need to find out on them tonight. Let's put it that way, as we're doubled up getting ready back for another restart. Chris Worrell has been given an end of longest line penalty. Not sure if that stems from the contact or not, but he will restart from the back of the grid, which is a shame. He was up front, led some laps tonight.
All this talk about overtime, we got a lot of left turns before we have to start worrying about overtime. So, I think this green flag run, I feel like these drivers, are probably sick of these caution laps. I feel like we'll kind of get a little settled in here and knock a few laps out on this one.
Pace car makes the hard left turn onto pit road. Olson and Allison leading us down. Green flag.
A good jump. I don't know if Kyle Smalley pitted on that one, but he fell back now to the 18th spot. So the furthest he's been back there all night.
Yeah, he must have pitted, I think. Unless something went wrong with him right when the caution came out. He must have stopped. Here comes Kyle Manger. He's 3rd. Raider now in 4th. Marcus Adams trying to make something happen on the high side with Chris McLean down underneath him off of turn 4.
The hot zones for this race in terms of action have definitely been like 4th from all the way back to the rest of the pack. Really, the top 3's been single file for most of this race, and then all the way back on these restarts have been where the action's been all night.
Crinky and Lemke side by side. That's for 6th. As the 42 of McLean slides up the racetrack in front of him. Able to hang on. Lemke down the bottom. He will take the spot away, maybe. Not quite clear at start finish. Devin Jensick up there at the front as well. He almost got involved in an accident. Caution. Front straightaway, multiple cars. Roberto Ramirez in another, and I think, he just towed it. 1 car smoking in turn 1. Looks like Ramirez, just got loose off of 4. Ay, ay, ay. Austin Rucker. I hope his brake line was cut.
Oh yeah, it looks like he was stopped on the front stretch and 3 different people ran into the bathroom on that one. That's
Yeah, well, the 12. Looking at the replay again here, so took out 2 of the 3 Ruckers. Travis Rucker really had nowhere to go, was trying to avoid Ramirez, just couldn't do it. Ramirez has parked the car. He's done for the night. Austin Rucker came in, never hit the brakes, hit him at 150 mile an hour, thought he was clear until he wasn't. And as for Holt Johnston, that other contact pushed the 41 down into Johnston's path. He was on the brakes trying to avoid him, just couldn't do it, and made contact with the 41. So that was the first big contact from the 79 of Austin Rucker that absolutely decimated the front of his car that caused Holt Johnston to get involved and get a piece of that.
You mentioned him getting 2 of the Ruckers there. The next Rucker, I believe he would get a free smoothie on his Rucker Rec punch card. So unfortunately, missed out on that one. But, that brings out the yellow flag, and like you said, Roberto Ramirez has parked it for the night. It's unfortunate. We saw Houston get into 2 back-to-back wrecks, and then we saw the same thing for Roberto Ramirez on that one.
You can always try again next week to get the 3-peat there in the same wreck.
It's impressive. It's like a triple play in baseball. It's very similar.
All right. Well, people came on to pit stops here, and we'll step aside, do some side-by-side here from Phoenix. Closing in on 40 laps to go. Nick Olson, your race leader here in Phoenix. We're back in a moment.
Of the best sim racers. $200,000 on the line. Who will rise to the challenge? Interlagos, Barcelona, Imola, Silverstone, Road Atlanta, Montreal, Spa, Nürburgring, Le Mans, Monza. This is racing for immortality. This is esports personified. This is the Porsche Tag Heuer Esports Supercar.
Welcome back to Phoenix Raceway, virtual Phoenix Raceway, here for the Four Corners Racing League, I believe is what it's called. Yep, got that down. Coming to 40 laps to go here on the restart. Jacob Hitz, Jared Mackey here with you for the call. Zach Johnson, our producer for tonight. Looking ahead at what's to come. Busy schedule in the latter part of the week. Thursday, we're back, 9 o'clock. eNASCAR Road to Pro Qualifying iRacing Series from Atlanta. Should be a good show. Friday, 9 o'clock. FTF Saturday Night Shootout, except it's on a Friday at Texas Motor Speedway. Then FTF Grand National Series at Road Atlanta, Saturday, 10 o'clock, all right here on STN. Nick Olson leads us down, bunching us up, running into each other in the back. Chris Worrell got into the back of somebody. Green flag.
Yeah, some of the drivers not going to be too pleased with Nick Olson's antics on the stars. We have someone loose. I believe that's the 8 car. Wow, that's a
big
election right there.
Yeah. 38, 27, 53 involved. He was up at the front early, Robert Rader. Marcus Adams comes to a dead stop. Richard Wakawa involved.
Anthony on that one just got loose, and everyone behind him really had nowhere to go. They weren't going that fast, so maybe not too much damage in that one, but still unfortunate to see right after the restart.
And Calvin Allison comes out in front as your race leader.
We'll see.
Looking
You know, that
back-
start, Allison, he beat Olsen to the line, but Olsen was kind of weird on that start, so I'm sure that one will be let fly by the admins.
So Michael Anthony gets run over going into turn 1 by the 38 of Richard Lakawa. And that sets up the 6 involved in it as well. And the 53, the 57, the 27. We got half a dozen cars or more involved in this accident. Chris Worrell got pushed into it by Raider.
A lot of chatter over the driver radios about what kind of led to that wreck and who was at fault. So
Yeah.
they're definitely figuring that out.
Yeah, that's to quote Travis Brown, it's like an onion. You got a lot of layers, and that accident definitely had a lot of layers to it. If they didn't stack it up coming to the green flag, they may have been able to make it through the first corner without wadding them up. You never know.
There's 3 sides to every story, right? There's one guy's side, the other guy's side, then there's the truth. So I'm sure they're working that out amongst themselves right now and racing. A lot of different sides to a lot of different stories. So everyone will have their own kind of views on what happened on that one, but unfortunate to see a wreck like that just after a restart.
Yeah, and I wonder how many other people may have gotten damaged just from the stack up on the front straightaway. Like I said, Chris Worrell made contact. I believe he got hit in the back. I don't think he hit the car in front of him, but there was a lot of stacking up as you got further and further back through the field. Gotta wonder how some of the conditions are on some of these race cars. There you see the 6 back end all torn up on that race car.
Cars at the front of the pack are clean. I mean, Calvin Allison's been up there for most of the night. Olsen up there most of the night. Smalley, I can't think of a time he was outside of the top 10. And Bryson Fitzgerald's been up there again for most of the night on this one.
How about Casey Heschel? He was involved in the opening crash on the night. He's now 3rd. I just
That's the
happened to
power of
look
that
up
quicker
and
pick.
think, gee, who's that in P3? I don't recognize that car. That's why, because I haven't seen it up at the front.
Power of the quick repair. I mean, all these cautions. I'm unsure. Maybe if he uses quick repair or not. But all these cautions. If he had small damage on that first one, just slowly working at it and getting back the car up to full speed. So really nice to see him in the top 3. A new face in the top 3 tonight.
Patrick Green in 7th, Jesse Cottrell in 8th, William Rucker in 9th, Kyle Manger rounding out the top 10. As of this point, some of the guys up at the front that are now sitting at the back. Chris Worrell, 25th. J.R. Houston, 22nd. He's at least rebounded after being involved in a couple of accidents. Good grief. Austin Rucker, he's parked the car for the night, so he is done for the afternoon. So only 2 Ruckers remain. Robert Roeder back in 28th. Marcus Adams in 27th. All of them were up at the front at a time or 2 tonight, as we're double file getting ready for a restart.
And for the first time since lap 25, Calvin Allison has retaken the lead. So 60-lap cameo out of the lead, but he is back, and Nick Olsen will be on his outside as the pace car looks like it's going to peel off in this corner.
And I'm sure with the amount of cautions, Calvin Allison is just fine with being out in front at this point, not being 25th. Here we go, and he's off to the races. Green flag, Olsen with a horrible start, getting pushed by Smalley. Smalley to the inside, 3 wide almost into turn 1. Smalley decides to get out of it. Here comes Fitzgerald on the inside, and Casey Heschel going for second. He's sideways onto the flat, clobbers the cone, gonna lose 4 or 5 spots. Here comes Fitzgerald getting shoved by Smalley to turn 3.
If Smalley hadn't got out of it, earlier on in the lap, Bryson Fitzgerald was right there, and that would have been a huge domino effect. But they seem to kind of get it together, and Bryson Fitzgerald now up to 3rd. Looks like he's cleared Smalley in that 5 car.
And Calvin Allison's looking in his mirror, waving goodbye, saying see ya. Kyle Smalley to P3. You've got Nick Olsen in 2nd, Bryson Fitzgerald 4th, and here comes Lowe to the inside, trying to get by Casey Heschel.
Lowe went to that low side to try to get by Heschel there as, they went into the corner. Looks like it'll work off. He'll make the car stick and get by him there and take that 5th spot with authority as they cross the stripe this time.
Top 5, top 6 single file. Then it's Lemke and Patrick Green side by side. Manger going to come up there and battle as well.
Again, the top 5, 6, all single file. Then, back of the pack, kind of the Shark Tank of this race so far, but they're keeping it clean. This is probably the longest green flag lap run we've had in a few segments, maybe 3 or 4 cautions. I don't know. You walk into a sentence, forget how you get out of there. That was one of those cases for me on that one. Apologies.
Oh, we all have one of those. Casey Heschel blinking up in P7th, and don't look now. Nick Olson's got the fishing rod out. He's reeling in Calvin Allison right now.
He has a few night crawlers too on the end of his hook, and he's been, reeling people in all night. So I'm sure his cooler's full of fish so far tonight. Like I said, he had passing points. He'd be top of the chart so far, but still has a fast race car, as does Allison and Smalley. We're used to that top 3 so far tonight.
Of course, I say that, and last time by, Olson had the slowest lap between the top 3. But he certainly had it close, and looks like he got a solid run through 3 and 4 there.
Fitzgerald, they're kind of hoping they get a little bit more race at the top 3 so they can close the gap. But as I say, that low heads to the inside of Fitzgerald, and they're side by side off turn number 2.
Remember, these two made some contact earlier under caution. Looks like they've got the damage fixed for the most part now. The back end of the 99 still pretty torn up. The front end of the 9, it looks pretty okay. It's still beaten up a little bit, so maybe not quite fixed the damage, but looks like Lowe is going to get the spot headed for turn 1.
Coming off the final corner there, Lowe got loose, but luckily he was already clear of Fitzgerald and kind of rolled in front of him. As I mentioned, getting loose. Olsen gets loose there off the corner, but then elects to go under the yellow line, onto the dog leg. Does not lose any time, but Smalley's right there reminding him that he's under pressure there for second place.
And Smalley didn't get that great of a line through entering turn 3. Olsen again sawing at the wheel off turn 4. Allison just grinning ear to ear, and here comes the 5 all over the back bumper of the 24. Looks to the inside, and the 5 catches the apron, and he's going to lose a little bit of time.
I think all 3 drivers there in the top 3 caught the apron, got a little bit loose there on that lap. It looks like Allison was the best to recover from it as he extends his lead on second place.
Yeah, you don't want to catch the apron here. Your car will get out of shape in a hurry. And Kyle Smalley about found that out the hard way. He only lost maybe a 10th compared to almost losing his life if he would have spun that thing out.
Allison, still holding that line firm. Right now the leader on lap 94, so just under 30 laps to go in this one.
Yeah, 26 to go here at start finish. Olsen going to try and reel Allison in. I don't think anybody's actually passed Allison for the lead under green. Anytime that the lead has been exchanged, it's been due to pit stops under caution.
If this race stays green for the next 26 laps, we'll have a lot of time to kind of rack our minds for any more fishing references we can come up with. But yeah, Olsen definitely sitting back there in second place and, trying to reel him in, to use your words.
Now, if we get a caution from this point on, are you stupid to stay out?
I think it's just so hard. I mean, it'll depend, how many sets of tires these drivers have left. We saw how much faster Nick Olsen was. I believe it was half a second.
Whoa, Nick Olsen.
And just as I mentioned him, he heard me mention him. But I feel like you got to pit. Depends how late the caution comes, but I feel like you have to pit. Maybe 2 laps to go. Maybe that restart will constitute staying out, depending on how many cars do it. But I feel like you got to pit.
Well, the top 10 have at least 2 sets left. They've only pitted 3 times. Kevin Orlando in P11 has pitted 4 times, but I believe one of those may have not been for tires, just for damage repair. I'm not quite sure. And then everybody behind him, Cranky, Hibbs, Green, they have all pitted 3 times. So you got to think most of these guys at the front have at least one set that they haven't used. Some of these guys towards the back, they may not have any more sets.
That would be interesting. That'll play a part. I feel like that's why the tire sets were put into this league, in this race specifically. I mean, it's going to play a huge part, potential play, as we reach the end of this one. Now, I believe, 23 laps to go in this one.
Kyle Smalley trying to do everything but wreck Nick Olsen for the second position right now. He's backed off a little bit, but he was all over Olsen that last time by like a cat on Velcro.
And Allison, was loving this. I mean, he's, obviously he still wants to run as fast laps as he can, but he's able to conserve his tires a little bit, not having to battle too hard. But Olsen and Smalley back there are eating those things up, and Lowe back there in fourth loving it.
Yeah, he's definitely got the fishing rod out now. He's reeling these two in. 5 gets a little loose getting into turn 3. That's not going to help Smalley's cause at all. Olsen's going to hang on to the spot back to turn 1.
I believe that's the biggest lead that Allison's had so far tonight. Nearly a second out of Olsen to Smalley back there. So, he's hoping Smalley gets up there side by side. He's saying, get on the wheel, Kyle. Get on the wheel and kind of extend my lead here as we come into the later stages of this one.
Just Kyle Smalley cannot get by this 24. I wonder, caution, back straightaway. No, front straightaway. J.R. Houston again and Travis Rucker. Caution flag is out once again.
Caution with 20 laps to go. You couldn't write a better story than that. And we'll see what drivers do for strategy.
Oh, and ping pong. What in the world? That's Anthony Colatuno that hits the outside wall, comes back down, slaps the 46. The 46 of Michael Elliott, and nowhere for the 20 to go, but into the inside wall. Head on into the inside wall for the 20. I don't know how Houston's car is still running, and nowhere for the 12 to go of Travis Rucker.
And like everyone's gonna come down pit road. A smart call. Maybe 2 cars looks like staying out in the back of the pack. Don't know if they're on the lead lap or not.
Yeah, at least one of them is. Gavin Hibbs is your race leader. He is on the lead lap. The other car that stayed out was Raider. I don't believe he is on the lead lap anymore, but it's feeding time at the zoo on pit road.
I think everyone's just going to take 4 tires here. I mean, I think those who don't will be eaten alive, but maybe the cover of Hibbs staying out maybe make them a little bit more likely to take 2, but I feel like 4 tires is the move here.
I think we had some take 2. Derek Lemke gets off pit road first.
I'm pretty sure he was the only one that took 2 on that one.
Gavin Hibbs on 24 lap old tires. Derek Lemke took 2 tires. Everybody else taking 4.
I mean, we'll see. Definitely want to roll the dice. We're not too far from Vegas here at Phoenix, so go back to those casino references they make every time they go to Vegas. So
I won't be ashamed. I know I made one when Road to Pro was there 2 weeks ago.
I mean, it's an easy reference to make,
That it is. Well, as I said last week, I still have it saved. All the chips at the center of the table. Yeah, sounds about right.
Let's just get them all out. We only got 15 laps to go, so let's just, if you want to run through those, we got a few caution laps to figure that out.
Yeah, we've got 18 to go right now. I believe we'll have 16 to go on the restart.
And Lemke and Hibbs are definitely going to be helping me get caution after caution after caution there. Try to see as many laps out as possible because, we end this race on a green flag ground. They could be in trouble.
Could this be the best chance for somebody behind Calvin Allison to get ahead of Calvin Allison and prevent him from winning this race? Because I think at this point, it's inevitable that he's going to have at least a decent chance to get by the 2 cars in front of him and have a shot at the win.
Yeah, it's all about how this restart goes, honestly, and how the runs kind of continue from there. But if he gets held up passing somebody, maybe he and Nick Olsen get held up. You could see someone like Kyle Mange or James Lowe kind of sneak into the lead and then just ride off into the sunset for this one. A little bit of damage there in the left rear of Gavin Hibbs' car as well.
Yeah, I wonder if he caught the wall or something. He's got damage on the right front as well. Wouldn't surprise me if somebody caught the wall at some point here at Phoenix. It's a tight racetrack.
For sure. He and Lemke, the highest they've been all night. So very interested to see how, they kind of go about this. And, Hibbs is going to try to get the best out he can on those old tires.
Here we go. Barney, keep that caution flag ready because you never know when you're going to need it. Through 3 and 4. Here we go. Green flag.
Really good start there by him. You always worry about spinning the tires, when they're that old, everyone behind you on clean tires, as well as the mental aspect of it. I mean, you're leading the race for the first time with less than 20 to go, so great start by him.
Oh man, here we go. 3 wide. Nick Olsen up the middle. Here comes Calvin Allison for the lead. 3 wide behind him. Here comes Kyle Smalley to the inside.
Did a great job.
How's this one gonna work? Oh, he turns Olsen. Olsen cannot save it. Around he goes. Fitzgerald up and over. Goes low. Big crash. Caution flag.
Oh man,
Horrible wreck.
That looked like netcode to me from the 5 car there, Smalley, and Olsen's not going to be pleased with that one. He's been up front all day, and after coming back from the field already, that's I believe I just heard Smalley apologize over the radio.
James Lowe beached on his roof, and I'm not quite sure that was netcode between the 5 and the 24. I think they made contact, and it's Casey Heschel that turns the 99 head on into the inside wall. He gets wedged in the safer barrier, gets punted by Chris Worrell, and flies into the air, and then lands on top of the 84 machine. A wild ride.
Had it saved there, but like you mentioned, how narrow of a track this is. Once that happened, everyone behind was just along for the ride, and it was either slow down or just run into the pack. So, really unfortunate there for everyone behind it. But Calvin Allison is going it from ear to ear right now.
Well, yeah, because all of his competition wound up in a wreck coming off turn 4.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got everybody involved. Replay again, definite contact between the 5 and the 24. 95 goes up and slaps the wall hard. The 99 gets turned around. The 9 nowhere to go. The 44 misses it. The 44 missed it and then came back up across the track. The 27 got a piece. The 31 running into each other all the way in the back. The big one at Phoenix.
Now, even though there was contact there between the 5 and the 24 car, I don't think that's all too sinister there from Kyle Smalley. I mean, they were trying to get by a car on much older tires, and it's just unfortunate how narrow this track is, where the groove is, and really unfortunate there for Nick Olsen, who in my eyes had the fastest car all day.
Kyle Smalley still alive. Then Kyle Manger in 3rd. Then you've got Lemke, Heschel, Chad Denton, Alexander Cranky, Kevin Orlando Jr., Chris Worrell, Chris McLean, I believe, is going to be your top 10.
We're going to restart here, I believe, with 10 laps. Yeah, I believe we're going to restart with 10 laps to go. So kind of a shootout here in the desert. Clint Eastwood directing this one. So we'll see, how this one shakes out. Calvin Allison, though, I mean, you got to say, if he wins this race, incredibly deserved. He's been fast all day and been up front for most of the day as well. Kyle Smalley as well been up there all day. Kyle Manger, I believe this is the highest he's been all day, and we mentioned him a few restarts ago. Casey Heschel back there in 5th place, so good day for him. Chad Denton, kind of see him up there for the first time today, so that wreck kind of shuffled the field a little bit.
But again, Calvin Allison smiling ear to ear.
No complaints.
1 lap to green, so we'll get a restart with 11 laps to go here from Phoenix. Again, a reminder at looking what's next to come. eNASCAR Roto-Pro Qualifying iRacing Series from Atlanta. That's Thursday, 9 o'clock. We're with you for the call. Then Friday, FTF Saturday Night Shootout, except it's on a Friday at Texas Motor Speedway, 9 o'clock. FTF Grand National Series, Road Atlanta, Saturday, 10 o'clock. You can find all of that and more here on STN.
Quick shout out here to Zach Johnson, pushing the buttons, doing the things into the production booth. We appreciate him for all his help tonight.
Making us look good. We appreciate it, as always. Here we go, getting ready for the restart. Allison and Smalley. Gotta wonder how much damage could be on that 5 car and how much it could affect him. But Allison, he doesn't care. He's on the loud pedal. Green flag.
Great restart there by Allison. Gets away, puts a car length and a half between he and the 5 car, and looks like he's driving off into the sunset.
And we've been told that that 24 still had his faster pair. Watch out for that 24. He's going to be flying, and as long as he avoids a wreck, he could still have a chance. Oh, and they're going to wreck already. The 83 gets turned around. Brandon Lawless, he saved it in turn 3. Holy cow, he's still sideways.
Incredible
Now
save
he
right there.
keeps it straight.
That's an incredible
He got
save.
run over getting into 3, and he had it dead sideways, at least 45 degrees, and was able to hang on to the race car. What a job. 10 to go.
The best saves you'll see in sim racing, especially at a track like this. And props to no one for getting to the back of him on that one. That was incredible.
Yeah, Nick Olson had to jump to the high side to avoid it. It was right in front of him. Let's get a replay of it here. If we can. Trottle, turn 1. Chad Denton gets turned by Heschel, and he can't save it. Back into the outside wall. Caution flag again.
I thought he had his save there for a second, but just overcorrected into that outside wall. We've seen that a few times.
Yeah, typically we see it on the backstretch instead of turn 3, and that's all the 49. Casey Heschel just drove it in a little too hard, got the back end up off the 40, and he could not save it. And Nick Olson made it up to 11th at the time of caution.
Yeah, he's definitely there. We'll see how many cautions we get, like what the overtime rule is. But 11th place, he's there, and he'll be definitely coming with fire on this restart for sure.
See how many cars he tries to leapfrog getting down into turn 1 on the inside.
Yeah, that'll be the part to watch, I think, on this restart, because Allison's been an ace on these restarts all night. So I don't think anything up front will be too interesting when we get the green flag this time, barring any pit strategy or anything like that. So I feel like he'll definitely be the car to watch. Will be the 24 car of Nick Olson on this restart.
A little bit of discussion between Heschel and the 40. It sounds like Heschel wasn't happy with how he was being raced by Chad Denton. Heschel has been given an EOL. He goes to the back of the field on the restart due to the contact.
Yeah, and this late in the race, that's gonna be a harsh penalty to take. But Adams looked at all they had in front of him and decided to go for that decision. So, unfortunate for him. Came up in the pack. We talked about was in that first accident, and now he'll be restarting this one from the back of the field.
And it sounds like Heschel's confessing to murder at this point. He says, "Yeah, you're right, I did it." So, sounds like there may have been some malicious intent behind that move by the 49.
Glove does not fit. You must go to the back of the end of the longest line. That's what they say. So.
Something like that.
It's like we'll have less than 5 laps to go in this restart. Maybe 5 exactly on this one. Absolutely picturesque racetrack here out in the desert, Phoenix, Arizona, ISM Raceway.
Next week, where's the schedule? There it is. Next week, we are at Atlanta. Yeah, I should have known that since that's where Road to Pro is this week. We're at Atlanta Motor Speedway next week. Not broadcasted by us. Next race that we broadcast is in 2 weeks at Bristol. Dirt? Question mark? I think that's what that says. It's at least Bristol.
Which either way, dirt or pavement's gonna be a crazy show. They always put on a good show at Bristol, and that's world's fastest half mile. So we'll see how that one goes.
I think I had. Oh no, that's not the schedule I had pulled up. Darn. Confirmation? Yes, Bristol Dirt. I have seen Bristol Dirt already in these race cars. Oh, good grief. That's all I gotta say.
I think, if I was a bet man, I would not bet on a caution-free race for that one, unless they turn cautions off. But that's going to be an interesting show for sure. And, in real life, that race is going to be incredible, but, not good, but it's going to be wacky. On this sim, I feel like it'll be even wackier.
I would bet on people flipping their lids and rolling and dying next week. We've already seen 2 cars get upside down today. It's definitely possible in 2 weeks we see cars rolling at Bristol. But before we get to that, we got to get through this mess, and we've got 4 to go in a restart.
Allison leading. Smalley in second. The first row is going to be something to watch. Lemke still on those old tires back there in fourth. And as you mentioned, Nick Olsen now up to 10th. So he'll be starting on the outside for this restart with 4 laps to go. So we'll see if he can actually cut the dog leg and get down there quick enough to do so.
Here we go. Calvin Allison, Kyle Smalley, Kyle Major, Daniel Lemke, or maybe somebody else. Off of 4, green flag, 4 laps to go from Phoenix.
Okay, another incredible start there by Allison as he gets out to another car length lead, and Smalley just kind of watched him drive away, and not much he can do. But Olsen, in a little bit back of the pack, is able to get to the inside. Let's see if he cuts the dog leg here.
Yeah, I think he's looking for rocket boosters right now, a bullet bill to get him up to the front, but I'm not sure it's going to happen. He's running out of racetrack and running out of laps.
Yeah, I do not think he got the blue shell on that last lap, so it looks like Calvin Allison's safe for now, and Manger goes to the inside of Smalley there for second place. Not sure he's going to get to him there as Smalley retains the position.
He did not caution. Front straightaway again. Richard Lakawa, his car all torn up, and I assume that means we're going to overtime. Lakawa got loose off of 4, hooked it head on into the inside wall, got punted by Heschel, and then got hit again by Holt Johnston. So some pinball action on the front straightaway for Richard Lakawa. And that car is toast.
Looks like we will be going into overtime. The race will be extended. I don't know how much.
We've got 3 green-white checkers at our disposal. Hopefully we don't need to use all 3 of them, but we've got 3 green-white checkers if we need them. I said I didn't want to find out what the overtime policy was. We found out anyway.
Yeah, it's the second half of this race. I feel like we will be using at least 2 of those, which I don't want to say it, but in overtime this one goes, and Allison just has to do what he did in the last couple starts, and Lemke on those old tires, because of these cautions, able to stay up there in the top 5.
Nick Olsen only has picked up 3 spots since the restart. He's now in 8th. Actually, only picked up 2. He restarted 10th. So Olsen only got 2 spots in a lap. He's going to need all 3 overtimes and then a few more to get to the front at this rate.
Yeah, I'm no mathematician there, but 2 spots per restart. Let's see. He's got maybe 4 more restarts. Maybe I don't think that'll be enough. So we'll see if he can get maybe 3 on this restart. Try to put himself in a better position if we get another one.
Yeah, I'm not a mathematician either. That's why I do broadcasting for a living.
Journalism major over here, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's always a good sign when the communications major school only requires 1 math class. Makes life a heck of a lot easier.
It's for all those fuel strategy math you got to do. That's all it's there for.
No, it's great. It's stats. So it's actually useful for the major, believe it or not, a little bit.
No, look at that.
I mean, I won't need a graph to show me how many spots somebody has gained or top 5s on the season, but
what computers are for, so we're good. But yeah, it looks like Alexander Kroenke, highest he's been so far tonight, up there in 5th, and Chris Worrell, who was involved in one of those recent accidents, all the way back up into 6th so far. So that's big for him. And I don't know if they're going green next time or what.
Lights are still on, so we've got probably a lap and a half till we get back to green.
I'll probably just check before I say stuff like that. So Allison, again. I think he's the man to beat right now on these restarts. If we get another one, maybe Olsen can work his way into the picture. But right now, Allison seems to be the one. Although Smalley, this was a long time ago, I believe, in the race, still has the fastest lap of the race with a 27.125. So about 100th of a second faster than Calvin Allison on their flyers so far in this one.
Yeah, that fastest lap for Kyle Smalley, that was set actually. Lap 111 is when he set that fastest lap. His previous fastest was set on lap 2.
There you go. That's what you call a race sandwich right there. The fastest one right at the start of the race and the other fastest one right at the end. So you just got to fill it up in the middle with cheeses, meats, lunch meats, whatever you want. So he'll actually hope to finish this one in victory lane. So maybe he can enjoy that sandwich there. But, assumes the high side above Allison. He kind of knows what he's going to be doing on these last couple of restarts. So hopefully he'll use that to his advantage on this one. And he'll get further advanced on him as we head into turn number 1.
Yeah, Smalley's been sleeping on these last two restarts, and Allison's just been able to pull away, and Smalley hasn't been able to do anything about it. Watch Kyle Manger in that third spot, though. Been aggressive on the restarts. He wants to try and bring Klingerman Sport to victory lane, and be a good place to do it here at Phoenix.
But I think any place is a good place to bring the car to victory lane. But Phoenix, he's been good so far tonight, so keep that one up.
Here we go. Pace car is going to make the hard left turn on the pit road. And we're going to have 2 laps to settle it. If we make the white flag, next flag ends the race. If we can't do that, we do it again. Green flag. Another horrible start for the 5.
Yeah, I mean, incredible restart there by Allison. Glass half full, half empty kind of guy right there. But Olsen again to the inside. Already picked up 2 spots. And we'll see if he uses the dogleg to his advantage on this one. The 25 of Manger as well on the inside. Not going to really get to Allison. Looks like we might be clean coming into the final corner.
Yeah, Manger might be all right. Allison might be all right. Manger fighting for second. Off of turn 4. Looking for the white flag. Next flag ends the race. 1 lap to go here at Phoenix.
Allison looking behind him, seeing Manger and Smalley side by side, grinning ear to ear like he's done for most of the race. He leads off the first corner, and Manger does a great job to hold on to the car.
Yeah, he got loose. That may give Lemke one last shot, looking for a podium. But at this point, everybody is single file. And Calvin Allison dominated early, fell back on strategy, gets back to the front, and he's going to win at Phoenix.
Well run there by Allison. And looking back a little bit, Lemke hold on with those older tires, and Olsen rounds out the top 5. So unfortunate for him to fall back late in that one, but does a great job coming back to get a top 5 finish here today.
Calvin Allison with his first win on the season. And got a lot of momentum heading into Atlanta next week.
Good points day for him, too. 12th place in points coming into this one, and that win's definitely going to help him out as we progress to the later parts of the season.
Kyle Manger gets his second top 5 of the year. Kyle Smalley, his third top 5 in 4 starts. For Derek Lemke, that's his first top 5 finish on the season, first top 10 on the season. Nick Olsen, he gets his first top 5 on the year.
And burning it down here on the front stretch. A little bit of damage there to the left rear. I don't know if that was going to pass.
He figures he didn't hit anything all night long. Might as well do it during the burnouts.
Trying to get away with something, cheating up that left rear a little bit, but, damaged car now. Should we take a look here?
Right, let's do it.
There you go. We got the winner tonight, Calvin Allison, the 28 car. Second place, Kyle Smalley. Third, the 25 car, Kyle Manger. Fourth, on those old tires, Derek Lemke comes out fourth. Nick Olsen, fifth. Alexander Kroenke, sixth. Michael Anthony in the 8 car in seventh. Chris Worrell comes home eighth. Gavin Hibbs in ninth. Kevin Orlando Jr. 10th. Chris McLean in the 42 car 11th. Brandon Lawless 12th in that 13 car.
13th. We have Michael Elliott in the 46. 14th, Bryson Fitzgerald. He fell back and he'll finish 14th. Ferris Shaw started up front, had the wreck early. He finishes 15th. Patrick Green, 16th. William Rucker in 17th. Jesse Cottrell in 18th. Casey Heschel was up at the front late, had that EOL. He finishes 19th. James Lowe was up on his roof at one point. He finishes 20th. Travis Rucker, he hit a lot of stuff today. He finishes 21st. Devin Jensick, 22nd. Marcus Adams up at the front early, 23rd. J.R. Houston, same thing with him. He finishes 24th.
25th, Robert Rader. He was running up front most of the night. It's unfortunate to see. 26th, Richard Lakawa. 27th, Holt Johnson. 28th, Anthony Colantuno. You said that name for the rest of the night. 29th, Chad Denton. 30th, Austin Rucker. 31st, Roberto Ramirez. 32nd, Jared Wishon. And rounding out the field, the 68 car and 33rd, Chris Webb.
Being told that 53 may have binned it on the last lap. That would be Raider here.
Yeah, I kind of saw this. I didn't know who it was. It was actually the white flags. We weren't going to get a caution for that one, but it looks like the 77 got into him on that one. And that's a hard hit.
Wow, yeah. Thankfully, they were at the back, so we didn't get T-boned by oncoming traffic.
Still unfortunate though. I mean, he was having a good run all day. You see some damage on that race car, but lose a couple spots there on that, and that's unfortunate. Able to limp across the line though. The King should finish his last race. So it's a good job to get that one back across the line, finish it out. But he was having a good run all day.
Calvin Allison, race winner for the first time this season in FCRL. Have to see what happens next week at Atlanta. Final thoughts here. Final thoughts, Jarrett, from the desert.
Yeah, I thought it was a good race. A lot of cautions there in the second half of the race, but when it was green flag, when we saw the leaders kind of getting up on the wheel, saving it off the corners, kind of getting loose and getting side by side in the dog, I thought it was a really entertaining race, even with the cautions.
Yeah, we definitely had a lot of cautions tonight, made up for the two races that we didn't have cautions. We're awaiting post-race interviews. I had to double check and make sure that they were still happening. I've been told that they are. So at this point, it's a waiting game, as we'll hear from our race winner, potentially second and third. The Kyle and Kyle show, second and third, and then Allison, your race winner.
At the end of the day, the person who won the race was very much deserved. He led the first 25 laps, kind of fell back through strategy, came back, was up front most of the day, and then at the end just kind of was the restart master and pulled away and got the win. So all props to Allison on that one.
Yeah, he fell back because of the strategy, the differing tire strategy, but then with those repeat cautions, he wound up at the front, and nobody could get him out from the front. It was really a battle for second on back from that point on.
Yeah, most definitely. I believe we got a few, two people joining us.
Let's talk with third place. That was Kyle Manger, if memory serves me correct. And it was. Here he is. How about that? Third place.
How about that?
You had an interesting day. You had Nick Olson, your teammate, who was really leading the charge between you two for most of the afternoon, and then he got involved in a late wreck, and you were able to stay up at the front really from that point on and avoid all the chaos. Take us through it.
Yeah, that was pretty much the strategy going into the race. Just these things were a handful, so just put myself in a good spot. Kind of got lucky there. Very unfortunate what happened to him, but he had a good recovery to get fifth and drive through the field there. But I was lucky to miss some of those wrecks and just find myself in a good spot. Couldn't quite get the jump I wanted on Calvin. He was having good launches, so pretty happy to come home third tonight.
Cricket. I'm trying to think of another question to ask you here. But really an interesting day from top to bottom. Let's go back and talk about that restart with that big checkup. Your teammate was the leader at that point, coming off of four, kind of waited a little bit to put the gas down on the green flag. Everybody else was hitting it as soon as the pace car hit the line. He decided to wait, and other people weren't ready for it and paid the price. Did you know that was coming?
No, not really. I don't think he did either. From when he went, I don't think he meant to wait that long. But I was pretty lucky to get through that, and I got a little bit of damage, but overall it didn't really hurt me too much.
All right. Kyle, congratulations on the third place finish. I just rattled off the stat. Now, of course, I closed the standings, so I don't remember. But top 5 for you here at Phoenix, and wish the best of luck to you at Atlanta next week. And we'll see you here in 2 weeks at Bristol.
Yep, sounds good. Thanks for the broadcast. Nice to have our races back broadcasted again. And thanks to Duck Press Media Solutions and Circle B Diecast.
Kyle Manger, third place finisher here at Phoenix.
I believe we're going to welcome the 5-car of Kyle Somali up into the booth. Kyle, you got us?
Yes.
I got you, buddy.
So, Kyle, I mean, for most of the race, it was really just you and Calvin Allison up there. And then, at the end, we saw restart after restart after restart. How did you see that from your point of view? And how do you stay focused in situations like that where you have to be good or try to be good on the restarts again and again and again?
Yeah, Calvin, he's really good at these low downforce packages. So it's fun battling him at these kind of tracks. But
qualified second. He got first, so I think we finished where we were supposed to. But yeah, those last few restarts it's just crazy here. I mean, that's just typical Phoenix on iRacing. I mean, you try to get the most out of it, and you either overdrive it or you underdrive it. And if you underdrive it, you get wrecked by the people overdriving it. So it's just a mixture of everything. So, I mean, with how we've done in the past, I think this is a pretty good finish for how this Phoenix could have been. Like, it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, you mentioned Phoenix and how tough it can be and stuff like that. But, towards the end of the race, we saw a little bit of contact there between you and the 24 car, Nichols, and kind of walk us through what happened there. And, did you guys, make up? Was everything above board? What was that like?
Yeah, that's just close racing between me and Nick. I mean, I think it was netcode. I haven't gone back to look back at it yet, but I think I've heard that it was netcode. So, I mean, that sucks for Nick. I mean, he recovered a P5, so that's awesome that he did that. But that's just close racing. I mean, nothing we can do about iRacing and netcode, but I mean, it was fun racing with him, Calvin, and Bryson and James up front.
Yeah, for sure. And, coming to this race, you were third in points and, coming home second today and finishing quite a fair amount ahead of Robert Wright. I don't know if you saw he had a problem there on the last lap, but, how important is a big points day in a situation like this? And is that something you can kind of hang your hat on coming home second?
Yeah, I missed Daytona because of all the Texas snowstorm and all that kind of stuff. So I think being up in the top 5 in points is already pretty cool. And I got 2 wins under my belt already and a few top 3s, I guess, now. So points is cool. I think at the end of the season, the points leader gets 15 extra playoff points. So I'm going to shoot for that.
For sure. Kyle, anyone you want to thank?
I want to thank Circle B Diecast and Plan B Sales for coming on board, Duck Media Press and Chris Webb for sponsoring. He's a good buddy of mine. That's really means a lot that he came on to sponsor a few races for us. And make sure if you order any diecast, you use FCRL 2021 for your coupon code and you get free shipping. And it helps us out to hopefully get more broadcasts in the future. And Balls Out Racing. My dad wasn't able to make it tonight because he's in his own snowstorm in Colorado. So hopefully he's back next week.
That was the most professional sim racing interview I've ever heard in my entire life. Kyle, thank you so much for your time. Congrats on the second place finish, and we'll see you soon.
All right, thanks, guys.
Kyle Smalley, P2, here at Phoenix Raceway. And now let's hear from the winner, driver of the 28, Calvin Allison. Put on a clinic tonight, up at the front early, up at the front late when it mattered. You fell back because of some strategy there, pit strategy throughout the race, but you're still lurking there right at the front when it mattered. Take us through it.
Yeah, I don't know if about putting on a clinic, but it was just strategy based with all the. I run 2 NIS races this week, and it was like if you didn't take tires after 20 laps, you was just getting freight trained like you was at a restrictor plate track. So I run out of tires early, but I made them count when they needed to.
So you had to, I wouldn't really say dodge and weave because for a decent amount of the race, you were in front of all the chaos, but there was that one restart with Nick Olson up at the front. He got a slow start, waited a little bit longer to hit the gas. Everybody checked up. A lot of people got involved in a wreck then in turn one. You were able to make it through that.
Yeah, what happened there, I mean, I raced with Nick quite a bit in the official races, so I know he's going to mess around. And I guess I just had enough of a nose out to where it gave me control of the lead when the caution come out, and I guess it just easy sailing from there.
Yeah, those cautions after cautions after cautions really kind of helped you because you didn't have to burn your tires as much, didn't have as many green flag laps on your tires. Not everybody else did either, but in the long run, you were able to save your stuff till that last restart and then just pull away.
Yeah, I mean, the heat cycles, you could start to tell. I mean, you take a restart and go hard into one, caution come out, and just repeat that 3 or 4 times. It started sliding up, but I mean, I'm sure everybody else in the top 5 was having the same problems.
Anybody else here or anybody you want to thank here before we send you off your way from Victory Lane?
Yeah, big thanks to Chris Webb for sponsoring tonight. I know his dad's going through some stuff, and I hope it all turns out well. And thanks to Duck Press Media Solutions and Circle B Diecasts. And big thanks to y'all for I guess, putting this on tonight. I think the only other race you've done this year so far is Daytona, and I enjoyed watching that broadcast replay. So I'm sure I'll go back and watch this one.
Well, this one's very fun to watch from start to finish. And best of luck at Atlanta, and we'll see you in 2 weeks at the Dirt at Bristol.
Thanks, guys.
Race winner, Calvin Allison, his first win on the season. And that's going to wrap up our coverage here from Phoenix. Almost called it Bristol. Forgot where we were at for a second.
Too
For
excited.
Zach Johnson, our producer, Jarrett Mackey are joining me here in the booth. I'm Jacob Hitz. Don't forget to use the promo code FCRL2021 for free shipping on all orders over $20 from PlanBSales.com. Get all your diecasts and stuff from there. I've used them before. Well, actually, that's Circle B diecast. I can read. Either way, thanks so much for being here. Again, for Zach and Jarrett, I'm Jacob Hitz. Thanks so much. We'll see you Thursday with the NASCAR Roto Pro iRacing qualifying iRacing series. I'll get it right for Thursday. Till then, good night.